In the grand theatre of nature, every creature plays a part. Some roles, however, are more critical than others. These are the keystone species. A keystone is the central stone in an arch. It holds all the other stones in place. If you remove the keystone, the arch collapses. Similarly, a keystone species holds its ecosystem together. Their presence maintains the structure and health of their environment. Without them, the delicate balance can be lost. The entire community of life can change dramatically. The impact of a keystone species is surprisingly large. It is much greater than their numbers might suggest. They are not always the most abundant species, yet their influence ripples through the food web. They can affect many other plants and animals. Their actions determine who thrives and who struggles. Understanding these species is vital for conservation. It helps us protect the rich tapestry of life on Earth. By focusing on these key players, we can often achieve broader conservation success. We can help entire ecosystems to flourish. These are the keystones, the vital architects of biodiversity. The idea of keystone species is relatively new in science. It was born from careful observation. A zoologist named Robert T. Payne was studying life on the coast in the 1960s. He looked at the rocky shores of Washington State in America. Here, many creatures cling to the rocks. Mussels, barnacles, and seaweeds compete for space. Payne noticed something fascinating about a particular starfish. This starfish was called the ochre sea star. Payne conducted a bold experiment. He removed the ochre sea stars from a patch of shoreline. The results were dramatic and swift. Without the starfish, the mussels began to take over. They crowded out other species. The number of different species in the area dropped significantly. Where there were once 15 species, soon there were only 8. The vibrant community became a monotonous mussel bed. This experiment showed the starfish's crucial role. By eating mussels, it kept their numbers in check. This created space for other organisms to live. Payne coined the term keystone species in 1969. His research showed the power of top-down control in ecosystems. The concept of keystone species became a powerful tool. Along the Pacific coast of North America, vast underwater forests sway. These are kelp forests, rich with life. They provide food and shelter for many marine creatures. But these forests depend on a charming and intelligent mammal, the sea otter. Sea otters are a classic example of a keystone predator. Their appetite for certain animals is key to the kelp's survival. Sea otters love to eat sea urchins. Sea urchins, in turn, love to eat kelp. If left unchecked, urchin populations can explode. They can graze down entire kelp forests. This creates barren underwater landscapes known as urchin barrens. When sea otters are present, they keep the urchin numbers low. This allows the kelp to flourish. The kelp forests then support a diverse community. Fish, invertebrates, and other marine mammals find refuge here. Historically, sea otters were hunted extensively for their fur. Their numbers plummeted across their range. Without the otters, urchins multiplied and vast stretches of kelp vanished. Fortunately, conservation efforts have helped sea otters recover in some areas. As otter populations grew, urchin numbers fell and the kelp forests began to return. The story of the sea otter is a powerful lesson. It shows the profound impact of a single species. Keystone predators are not only found in the ocean. On land, they also play a vital role in shaping ecosystems. Consider the grey wolf in Yellowstone National Park. For many years, wolves were absent from Yellowstone. They had been hunted to extinction in the region. During this time, elk populations soared. The elk grazed heavily on young trees and shrubs. The landscape began to change for the worse. The reintroduction of grey wolves in 1995 was a landmark event. It triggered a remarkable series of changes known as a trophic cascade. The wolves began to prey on elk, reducing their numbers. More importantly, it changed elk behavior. Elk avoided areas where they were vulnerable to wolves. Vegetation in these riparian zones began to recover. Willow and aspen trees grew taller, benefiting other species. The return of the wolves brought back the beavers. Beavers need willows for food and dam building. With more willows, beaver populations increased. Their dams created new wetland habitats. These habitats benefited songbirds, amphibians, and fish. The wolves, as keystone predators, had reshaped the very landscape. Further south, in the rainforests of Central and South America, the jaguar is a crucial keystone species. Jaguars prey on a wide variety of animals, helping to regulate these populations. This balance is essential for the health of the complex jungle ecosystem. Not all keystone species are predators. Some play their vital role through cooperation. These are known as keystone mutualists. Mutualism is a relationship where two species benefit each other. Keystone mutualists are essential for their ecosystems. Consider the acorn banksia in Western Australia. It provides nectar for honey-eater birds. These birds are crucial pollinators. They help many plants reproduce. The cassowary spreads seeds in rainforests. This aids forest regeneration. Pollinators like bees and hummingbirds are also keystone mutualists. They ensure plant reproduction and provide habitats. These partnerships are vital for biodiversity. Some keystone species are known as ecosystem engineers. These organisms physically modify their environment. Beavers build dams in North American rivers and streams. These dams transform streams into ponds and wetlands. Wetlands are ideal for amphibians like frogs and salamanders. Prairie dogs create extensive burrow systems in grasslands. These burrows provide shelter for many animals. Despite being considered pests, prairie dogs are vital keystone species. Ecosystem engineers include some of the largest animals on Earth. On the African savanna, elephants shape the landscape. They impact vegetation by browsing on trees and shrubs. This creates open grasslands for grazing animals. Elephants also create pathways and dig water holes. These water holes are vital for other wildlife. In coral reefs, parrotfish are key engineers. They scrape algae off corals, keeping them healthy. This helps corals thrive, forming the reef's foundation. Parrotfish also produce fine sand, creating white beaches. They are crucial guardians of the reef ecosystem. The concept of keystone species has been very influential. It has helped ecologists and conservationists. It provides a simple way to understand complex interactions. However, like many scientific ideas, it is not without its critics. Some scientists argue that the term can be an oversimplification. Nature is incredibly complex. Focusing too much on a single keystone might make us miss other important factors. Ecosystems are webs of many interactions, not just simple arches. One criticism is that the term has been applied too broadly. Different researchers sometimes use it with different meanings. This can lead to confusion. What makes a species a keystone can also depend on the specific context. For example, Robert Payne noted that his famous starfish was a powerful keystone in some areas, but in other places where its main prey, mussels, were absent, it was just another sea star. Its importance varied with the environment. Despite these criticisms, the keystone concept remains valuable. It is a useful descriptor for species with strong effects. It has helped to communicate important ecological ideas. The debate helps to refine the concept. The idea of keystone species has a lasting legacy. It has profoundly shaped how we approach conservation. By identifying these critical players, we can make smarter decisions. We can focus our efforts where they will have the greatest impact. Protecting a keystone species often means protecting an entire ecosystem. It is like safeguarding the captain of a ship. Their well-being ensures the safety of the whole crew and vessel. This makes conservation more effective and efficient. The keystone concept is also a powerful communication tool. It helps to explain complex ecological relationships to the public. It makes it easier for policymakers to understand conservation priorities. When we talk about sea otters saving kelp forests or wolves restoring rivers, people listen. These stories capture the imagination. They highlight the interconnectedness of life. They show why biodiversity matters. This understanding is crucial for building support for conservation initiatives around the world. These species become symbols of ecological health. Ultimately, understanding and protecting keystone species is vital for our planet's future. These are nature's unsung heroes, the guardians of biodiversity. By ensuring their survival, we help to maintain the health and resilience of the natural world. They are truly guardians of our shared ecological future.